Hey, and welcome to Reminiscent Evil. I'm your host, Josh, and with me this episode is Jake, and we just watched the great film Resident Evil Extinction.
We did. It was the first Resident Evil thing. First of all, thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.
It's the first Resident Evil thing I've ever experienced. I think I've played a couple seconds of one. I'm the perfect guest because for a podcast about Resident Evil, because I think I've done like combined this movie and a couple seconds of a video game, which is the one that starts with like the guy with the chainsaw running after you. Is that one of them?
I want to say that's 4.
Okay, then I think that's the one I've played for a couple seconds. I didn't like the camera angles, and I was like, "Fuck it."
Yeah,
and that's as far as I got.
Yeah, which I think that one's Sam's favorite as well.
Oh, young Samuel.
Yeah,
cool. Well, yeah, man. I gotta say, like, this is the best name for a podcast ever.
Oh, thank you.
Reminiscent Evil.
Yeah, sadly, the credit doesn't go to me for that.
Yeah, well, Chris isn't here, right? So we can just say whatever we want about Chris. So, because he came up with it, right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
He is far more brilliant with titles than I am.
It's pretty good. So, yeah, it was, you know what? I actually enjoyed it, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on a show about Resident Evil things. It was, you know, it was a popcorn flick. I don't know how it did box office-wise or critically, but it was fun. I mean, it went by quick. You know, it's a 90-minute movie, and it felt like a 30-minute episode of television.
Yeah, which, you know, for, as some people might say, the attention span of a video gamer going to see a movie, that's not necessarily a bad thing. No,
I think it worked for its strengths. You know, there's only very few scenes that kind of set up anything, and then it's just full-on action. And I also got to say, the movie actually looked pretty good, special effect-wise.
Yeah, well, since the first one, the budget kind of just keeps growing for these films, so commercially at the box office, this had to do well, because it kept making more after this.
Does the special effects and visuals, like, get better progressively, or is this, like, the best looking one, or it gets better with each one?
Yeah, like the next one, they add 3D effects.
Okay. Oh, well. Okay. Fair enough. I guess those will look good sometimes. Sometimes they don't. But, yeah, no, it was an interesting movie. I mean, I think I had seen a couple seconds of it, you know, on TV in passing a long time ago. Because let me check the box. When did this come out? Sometime in the past. I can't find it on the thing.
In the not too distant future?
2008 is when it says on the Blu-ray. But okay, so that's like what, 9 years ago, 8 years ago. But yeah, I don't know. What did you like about the film, Josh? And how does this rank with your Resident Evil films?
I'd say just it feels like one of the weaker ones, just plot wise. Okay. It does a great job of setting up for the one to come right after
with like the clones. Is like the clone army, for lack of a better phrase, is that big in the next one?
Well, yeah, it features prominently where Alice makes the threat of like, I'm coming after you. They kind of do that like right in the beginning of the next one.
So there's just a bunch of Mila Jokoviches running around?
Yeah, for a good amount of, the opening. Yeah. But also this one, I think every single film that has come before it and after it owes a debt of gratitude for inspiration to this film, because, God, there's so many things in this that just...
I like the grat of daditude. It's just the ultimate dad movie.
Yeah, yes,
it's pretty good.
Too.
It's pretty good. I liked it. Not bad. I like the action.
But there's a lot in this film that, you know, you look at other films and other television shows that have dealt with, like, with zombies and things like that, like the scene of using the crossbow. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, well, now we know where The Walking Dead got that from. Yeah,
watching this movie, we watched it with Chris as well, because we're lying. Chris is, like, here. But, yeah, this movie, there's a lot of... I mean, it's hard to watch this movie now with The Walking Dead being this big thing that it is, because I guess when it came out, obviously... The Walking Dead was a comic book, but it wasn't all over the place because it wasn't on AMC yet as a TV series. So the beginning of this movie, where it starts off with clone Alice getting killed, and then it zooms out and there's like zombies all on the fence and stuff, and the you know the makeup effects look pretty good, and you can't help but think of like Oh, it's The Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly. Or the tanker scenes driving through the desert, kind of like, hey,
Dude,
George Miller, I got a really great idea for you for your next movie.
There's some shots in this movie that are like exactly, and we're not saying obviously George Miller watched this and was like, it was Fury Road, or maybe he could have, and we just uncovered something that will change cinema, but and film and just life. But yeah, there's some shots that are very much like, like the helicopter overarching, almost crane shot of like this tanker driving through the desert, all armored up and going crazy. But
yeah, I feel like there should be a cinema test now of like, who did it better, the film we just watched or Resident Evil Extinction?
Yeah, Resident Evil. Every film was inspired by Resident Evil, even if it came out before Resident Evil.
Yep.
Or Resident Evil Extinction, to be more proper, because that's the film we're talking about. Because I am not even amateur with the Resident Evil films or games. What is kind of the fallout from 2 that leads into 3, like movie wise?
Well, movie and game wise, 2, which mirrors the 3rd game in the series, is kind of, after where they finished up at Raccoon City, the town got nuked, presidential orders, and that was supposed to contain the virus. And then this film acts as if that didn't stop it. The virus got out, and the entire world got fucked.
So is there a time jump?
Between games, or between the film, the film that came
second and the
before
third
this
film.
and this? Yeah, there's God, I want to say, because I don't know the exact time.
But
jump.
there definitely is, like,
yes.
It's not okay, because it makes sense. That would make sense if, like, yeah, you blew up a town or whatever state, and then, like, yeah, immediately like, oh, it didn't work.
Yeah, I would say like it's anywhere from like maybe 5 to 20 years, maybe the time jump.
And I remember when I was watching
at most.
When I was watching it with you, you were saying there's a lot of callbacks to the first and second film visually.
Yeah, there's a lot of set reusing, but that's just to fill in with like the very little of plot they have.
Gotcha. I mean, I will say again, this being the only one I've seen, I didn't feel super lost, because it's kind of like you're saying with plot. It's basically, government officials, people in high authority positions, trying to, gain power and I guess control from this. And
Wait, it's not even so much that, but the same kind of like organization that created a virus to be used for biological warfare. Yeah. Shit goes tits up,
like it always does.
And they're both trying to contain the situation, which at this point is kind of like silly.
When do you throw in the towel on this? When the entire world is infected, you're like, we could still contain it.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, it's like trying to get toothpaste back into.
Yeah, it's like,
the bottle
hey
afterwards,
guys, but if we do manage to contain it, we still got to think about our profit margins.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous. I will say that creature effects at the end, with the tentacle man.
Yeah, the tyrant.
Yeah, is that? I'm assuming that's like something out of the video game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the tentacle thing seems very Resident Evil, and then of course the umbrella thing, that's like straight from the video games too as well.
Oh, the logo for the company. Yes. Yeah.
Again.
And their love of underground bases too.
Yeah. Because at one point that guy's like, we're supposed to be under here for decades. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hanging out, listening to. I don't know. What do you listen to underground? What would be the
K-pop?
Is that? What's the album? If they were like, hey Josh, you're part of this organization, so you get this nice little pullover with the little umbrella logo on it.
The little peppermint candy symbol.
Yes. Would you rather have a hoodie with no zipper, a zip up hoodie like I'm wearing right now, or like a nice fleece with the umbrella logo on it? Like we're getting ready to send you underground for decades. This is the beginning of the process. You going downstairs. First thing, Mr. Joshua, which of these fine garments would you like to wear for a decade?
Zip up hoodie.
Zip up hoodie. Here you go. What size?
Small.
Let me check and see if you have small. Chris, do we have any small in the back? We're checking. Okay, yeah, we have a small. It's a women's small. Is that okay?
Yeah, fuck
You'll
it.
stretch it? Okay, here you go. Here's your women's small.
No, I'll have to shrink probably.
Okay, well, we're going to be on dinner for a while. Here's your women's small. Okay, you got to take one album down to listen to over and over again on repeat. We have a vast catalog. Our stock boy Chris will look for it in the background. But what album are you looking for? We'll see if we find it for you.
Eagles Hotel California.
Ooh, that's right. I forgot that you love the Eagles so much. That's so fascinating to me. I'm gonna ask you more about that in a second. Hey, Chris, do you have Eagles Hotel
California?
Hotel California by the Bengals?
Wait, the Bengals? No, I said the Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles. Hotel Georgia by the Eagles? Okay, we got it. On vinyl. Is that good?
I mean, I don't have a vinyl player, but
we got one. We got one. Stockboy Chris has one. All right, so we got Hotel California by the Eagles. A women's small zip-up hoodie with the umbrella logo on it for Mr. Josh Butler. We have a film now. What film would you like? Only one film for a decade.
The original Airplane.
Original. Stockboy Chris, what do we have in the back? Do you have original Airplane? Stockboy Chris, is VHS. What was that? Stockboy Chris. Beta.
Ooh.
We only have it in beta.
Yeah, that works.
We don't have a beta player though. But it's the cover's fun. You can read the back. Okay, here you go. There's your Airplane, original Airplane on beta. Your Hotel California by the Eagles. Your zip-up hoodie in a women's small. Final thing before we send you down there. Actually, two final things. I'm sorry. Video game.
Biohazard.
Stockboy Chris. All right, we got Biohazard. That was an easy one. All right, final thing. Pop-Tart flavor. You're only eating Pop-Tarts down there while you're waiting for the apocalypse to end.
Brown sugar.
How come it tastes so good? Yeah. All right. Do we have Stockboy Chris? Do we have brown sugar Pop-Tarts? I don't know. I think Stockboy Chris ate all the brown sugar Pop-Tarts. What's the second one?
Cherry.
Good choice. How much cherry do we have left? Because that's going to be my choice, Stockboy Chris. Woo-hoo! We got some cherry. Okay. We're good. All right.
Thank God.
Well, here's your cherry Pop-Tarts. Here's your Biohazard. Here's your beta copy of the original Airplane. Here's your Hotel California by the Eagles on vinyl with a vinyl player. And here's your women's small zip-up hoodie with the umbrella logo on it. Enjoy your decade stay underground.
Well, shit. Sounds like I'm set for life.
Yeah. Interesting. That's good choices all around, I think. You're going to do just fine down there. Now back to Resident Evil. Although that was very Resident Evil, I think. So you said this is like your least favorite Resident Evil movie?
Yeah. It's very light on plot. It's more like you mentioned, like a very short television episode.
Does that speak volumes to our friendship that this is the one you picked for me? Your least favorite Resident Evil game? Is that am I your least favorite Geek Out friend?
Jake.
Because I
still have more movies to watch and more guests to bring.
Yeah. Well, no, for everyone who's listening, I was like, hey, Josh, if you need anybody for any of these, like Sam was with Lethal Weapon 3 for me, I'm your guy. And like Sam was, I guess the third one and this one was the one to go with. And like I said, for some reason, the desert one is the one that stuck out in my head. Maybe because I saw trailers of it.
Yeah. And
I don't know. I for some reason, this one popped out in my head.
Probably because it's the shortest and it's the easiest for everyone to remember.
Mm-hmm. This one has Allie Leiter in it. That's good.
Yes, we finally got the introduction of Claire Redfield. Still not her brother, though.
Is she in the rest of them?
Yes. Well, not so much. She is definitely in the next one.
She's in the fourth one?
Yes.
That's good. I might watch the fourth one then. But who's your favorite character in the Resident Evil films?
Up until they introduced the new version of Wesker, it's probably Alice.
And Alice is the main person, correct?
Yes.
Interesting. What's the deal with the video games? Like, where are we looking at with modern day Resident Evil games? I know you touched on it with Sam in the last episode, but I'm legitimately curious because again, my knowledge is nil with the Resident Evil. In 2016, what does 2016 mean for Resident Evil? Games or movies?
Well, we get the remake of Resident Evil 0.
Okay.
Which was released in sort of like a Back to the Future kind of way where they went backwards in time with when it gets released.
Is that a well received? I'm guessing if it's getting a remake, it's a well received in the Resident Evil community.
Yeah. I mean, it was no Resident Evil 6.
Okay.
Or 5.
Okay. But this one it's getting like an HD remake, like a upgrade. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because that originally came out on what system?
What's that? The GameCube?
GameCube. Okay.
Yeah, feeling pretty confident it was the GameCube.
Okay. Good. What else does 2016 mean for Resident Evil, or is that it?
Well, we get the final chapter.
Oh, the film. Oh.
Which, if video games are ever to believe, it's probably not.
I have never liked a video game adaptation movie ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Ever.
No.
Mortal Kombat?
No.
Super Mario Brothers?
Absolutely not.
Dead or Alive?
No.
Do you even see that movie?
I saw Erica Durance was in one of them, I think. And I don't think it was Dead or Alive. Was it House of the Dead? I think it was.
I think she was in House
I feel
of the Dead.
Sam's presence telling me it's House of the Dead.
But you know who was in Dead or Alive, the movie?
Who?
Clark's crush from Smallville.
Well, Erica Durance, right?
No.
Oh, wait, Erica Durance is in that movie, and so is Lana Lang, Kristen Krug.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's where. House of the Dead has Erica Durance.
Yes. And Dead or Alive has...
Oh, and Dead or Alive has Kristen Krug.
Yes.
Okay. I gotcha. Well, they're both terrible films. So, again, my video game adaptation thing stands that there's no good video game adaptations.
Well, we are getting an Assassin's Creed...
Max Payne is terrible as well.
We're getting an Assassin's Creed film with Fassbender.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because, I mean, that guy makes pretty smart choices. Although, I guess he came out saying that he's never played the video games before. And I like 2 a lot. I tried to play some of the other ones, and I just got so annoyed with the modern day shit,
Oh, I figured it would have been the free running system.
Where he wakes up and he's like, bah! I'm like, you're about to kill some, prick in, ancient times. And then you wake up and you're like, I know what's going to happen. And you're like, nobody cares about this. Go back to when you're running around on rooftops, stabbing people in the face. This is stupid.
You're not wrong.
But no, that's cool. I mean, I guess the shots they've released of him in the outfit look pretty good.
Yeah.
For Assassin's Creed. But again, I don't have high hopes for any. If a movie is made based on a video game, I'm sorry because this is an entire podcast based on that. But if a video game is made or a movie is based on a video game, it's probably going to be terrible. Although I will say this is probably the best one I've ever seen.
Well, it's interesting, too, because these are the only ones that are the writer, the director of a handful of them is pretty much, and again, like I've said on multiple of these podcasts, he pick and chooses what he likes from the games, and it's I'm going to build a movie around these concepts, and there's but Paul, the games don't go that way. I don't care.
Would it be,
it's my movie.
Do the video games, the stories and the characters in the video games, do they lend themselves where you could just take one of the video games and make it 100% into a movie? Yeah. You could?
Yeah.
They just chose not to do that?
Well, the second movie is the closest they got to that.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. And again, I love Mortal Kombat. Those video games, I love them. And I guess Scorpion looks kind of cool, but
it's really hard to kind of create a narrative off of a fighting game.
It is. And then especially when his head explodes and looks like nacho cheese everywhere.
It worked great, obviously, for Street Fighter, right?
I've never seen Street Fighter, but I gonna have to go on a limb. They don't look like the best of all time, especially the more recent one they did. I was working on Blockbuster when it came out.
So this is obviously very recent.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. They're just video game movies for me are interesting because there's gonna be that one that comes along eventually that cracks the code. Maybe it's Assassin's Creed, because Michael Fassbender's no chump.
Yeah.
The guy knows what he's doing. It's got a giant penis. If you've ever seen Shame.
Nope.
Well, it's good. Directed by Steve McQueen.
Well, tell me, Jake, if you were to create either a Resident Evil video game
Yes.
or a Resident Evil movie, just based upon what you've seen in this film alone,
Okay.
how would you go about it? And which of the two would you do?
That's a good question. I'd make a video game. I make a video game. I'd make a movie. Okay, because we're asking a video game or movie?
Yes.
Okay, I'd make a movie.
Okay.
Get rid of Alice.
All right.
Kill her off in the first 5 minutes. Like what this movie did, but for real.
Okay.
Allie Leiter would be the new Alice, right? She'd be the main chick.
Okay.
Okay. It'd be like the Mad Max looking stuff, like the big trucks they'd be driving the was it Antarctica that they're trying to get to?
Yes.
This one? Okay.
Oh,
Alaska?
Alaska.
Yeah. I heard a voice in my head that said, it was Stockboy Chris. Go back to stock and stuff, Stockboy Chris. You freak. Get me a more airplane on beta. No, okay. So you'd have the truck going, right? They're going to go to Alaska. All of a sudden, another truck pulls in, and it's Mel Gibson, Mad Max. And it's a Resident Evil Mad Max team up. And it's Mel Gibson, Mad Max. And what do you think of that?
Where do I buy my tickets?
I just got to get it funded. But no, I do like. I like, again, with this movie, like seriously, like it's it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It didn't feel like it was an hour and a half, which is a compliment. We had our fun, kind of like talking over it and stuff. But I did really like the creature effects. Like when they go to CG in this, it's very obvious with the CG, like when the tentacles like shoot out and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the creature effects of the tentacle monster and some of the CG like set pieces they did with the crows, like when she has the telekinesis.
Yeah, and kind of like gives us the firestorm. In the
firestorm,
sky.
and they do the what other shot is there? There's a similar shot with the fire and walking. Maybe it's Spawn. I don't know, but which looks terrible. That's basically a video game movie, but not in terms of quality. But you were saying earlier, like the telekinesis is like not a good choice for what they did in the movie continuities. Like you weren't a fan of it.
Well, I mean, it kind of cheapens any character like her. Like she's got like enhanced strength. She like almost never misses any shots. She's just really good, like as a fighter. Like her kicks seem to snap people's necks without.
There's that one
trying.
kick. There's that one kick that she does where she like kicks with her left foot, and as she's falling, her momentum. She gains momentum with her right foot as she's falling and kicks. Because
physics be damned.
Yeah. But
then she gets telekinesis and she uses it in like the final fight and just like demolishes the guy. It's like, when the fuck did she turn on cheat codes?
Yeah, she seemed to be able to do no wrong in this one.
Yeah.
What's her badass level compared to the first two? Minus telekinesis.
She just keeps getting more bad-asser.
Can she fly in the fourth one? Is
Sadly,
she bulletproof in the fifth one?
Sadly,
and she's
no.
invisible in the sixth one?
In the seventh one, she just blinks the world out of existence.
Yeah, well, we'll find out soon enough, I guess. But no, again, I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining, and you know what? I might watch the other ones just for fun.
You really should.
Yeah, maybe we'll make a thing of it. Make a date of it. But having a newbie in me, what is the video game I should start with? Like actually sit down and really give it a chance. Like convert me to Resident Evil video games.
Do you like survival horror or action?
Action.
Probably the fifth one.
Okay. Now,
and then don't play any other one.
because the third person thing is like paramount through all of them, right? That's like that's like kind of the Resident Evil thing, right? The which I have no problem with. I'm fine with third person shooters.
The proper franchise, yes.
Okay.
There are other ones that do have first person thrown in, but
I like, we were making a joke during the movie. There's a point where they have a first person like cam, and the person's shooting like zombies and stuff, and I'm like, wait, Josh, isn't it like third person? So like they're referencing their wrong video games in their own video game movie, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But then again, I realized the whole game's third person, so there you go. But and then also the camera angles have been something that I know have been always kind of fishy. I know you guys talked about in the last episode a bit, but in the fifth one, if that's the one I'm going with, and what system did that come out for?
360.
Oh, did it? Okay. So I'm still
PS3,
rocking the 360.
All the major
ones, okay.
platforms at that time.
What's the camera stuff like in that one? Is it like the fixed stuff? Do you have more control over it?
You have more control. It's more forgiving.
Okay. And then is it one of those things too? Because I think one of the ones I played, it's like you have like 3 bullets, and it's like use them wisely. You know, like it's very sparse in like finding stuff, which I know is very much about the survival horror
It
stuff.
very much gets to where it's like, I'm running out of guns to put all these bullets into.
It's my kind of shoot 'em up game. Very good, very good. But okay, I'll check out. Excuse me, Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, it's basically the one that comes after the one of where you talked about, your very first one you ever played, like, it was a few minutes of, it was like you just start coming after with the guy with the chainsaw.
I was like, enough of this.
Yeah.
My roommate in college was all about it. He had all of those games. He loved them. He was like, he loved them. I just was not interested. Mostly because I was terrible.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the game, because the game looked great and I saw him play it and it was freaky and stuff like that. But I was just terrible at it.
Yeah, no, same thing with me with the fourth one. I played it and was like, and I got to a scene where it's like, I'm just getting overswarmed, and I'm like, eject disc, put back in case, shelve away forever.
Yeah. Didn't you say there was like, was it a Resident Evil game where you like returned it?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain it was that one.
You're just done with this?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I mean, I like to consider myself like a fairly calm person, but video games will bring out the worst in me. Like I should videotape myself, because the stuff I say out loud makes no sense, and I'm so angry, at a freaking video game. Like I do that thing with the 360 controller where I have it in my hand, the classic, hold it with your hands, and I try to snap it like with I pull my right arm back and my left hand down.
I've done the same thing with
there's
games.
always that split moment where I'm like, I bet if I kept going, I could snap it, because I was so angry. But then I had that moment where I realized then I would be fucked.
Yeah.
Because you're an insane person playing this video game where you want to stop playing it so bad that you want to break it.
You're why they put straps on the Wiimotes.
Yeah, I guess so. But the Madden football games get me really, really angry, and the Force Unleashed games get me the first one especially gets me frustrated, because it's better than the second one, because the second one, the story is weird, like a clone, right? Because you die in the end of the first one, and then it's short. It's like the shortest game that I've ever played.
Yeah, it's basically like DLC.
Yeah, and it blew my mind, because I remember distinctly like getting to Vader where you're fighting on like those discs, like jumping up, and he's like, ha ha ha. And you beat him, and you're like, this will be the first of many fights with Vader, I guarantee it. And then the credits roll. I was like, that was one of those things where I went back. I didn't return it, but I did. I just like switched it out for another game.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is because the Force Unleashed games were like, they looked good. They got repetitive, but they were fun.
Yeah.
The first game though gets I get really frustrated in the first one. Like that thing where you whisper yelling, and you're talking to the game, and then you're like talking to yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, it's insane the stuff we do playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's Resident Evil. That's all I got on Resident Evil.
All right.
Anything else do you want to ask me about the life of a new Resident Evil fan, a young Resident Evil fan?
If you were going to start back again with watching the films, where do you think you'd start in with the films?
I guess I start with 1 now, and because I guess you were saying that there's, callbacks to the first 2 films,
Well,
And
just the first film. This
the first
one doesn't even address anything that happened in the second film.
Okay. Well, but still, I mean, it's kind of like Sam and I like a while ago when the new Fast and Furious came out. I had never seen any of the Fast and Furious movies, so we watched all 6. Excuse me, and then we watched the 7th one in theaters. Maybe I'll do that with Resident Evil.
Okay.
You know, maybe I'll be the expert now.
Well, awesome.
Which I won't be. But no, it'll be again, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised with this one. I thought it was going to be like painful to get through. And I was shocked, like, as we're watching, I'm like, holy shit, 40 minutes have gone by. Holy crap, an hour's gone by and it's only an hour and a half, you know, and it was fun. It you know, I think Alice is a pretty kick-ass character. The action scenes were pretty well done. It looked pretty good for the most part, especially the telekinesis firestorm scene.
Yep.
The creature effects look really good. We got the guy who voices Batman in I guess the newest Batman, the latest Batman movies or animated Batman movies, like Batman and Son, the Justice League War, and the Aquaman, Throne of Atlantis films.
Yep.
So that's cool. And the Creature Man is also from Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jake.
Yeah, it was a nice little thing just to sit down and watch it and have fun. Talking reminiscing about Resident Evil.
Yep.
Still the best fucking title, dude. Like even if this podcast was like just silence, just you played it and there was just nothing. The fact that in the beginning you go Reminiscent Evil, they'd be like, God damn, that's sexy. I'm Michael Fassbender. This podcast is Michael Fassbender's dick. That's how good it is. So,
yeah.
if you ever want to have me on again, if you're ever looking for someone to talk more about other movies,
or Michael Fassbender's dick,
or Michael Fassbender's penis, he didn't win the Golden Globe, which kind of bummed me out.
But did his penis?
Who knows? I think it was filmed inside his penis. It was like live from inside Michael Fassbender's penis, the Golden Globes.
All right.
So that's all I got, my friend.
Yep.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome.
I really did enjoy watching the movie with you. It was a good time, and I enjoyed reminiscing about it.
Yeah, well, this, folks, has been another episode of Reminiscent Evil. I'm your host, Josh, and again, joining me with this episode has been Jake.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yep. Goodbye, everyone.